Hello there everybody, how is it going and how have you been? I am EuclideanSqd and we're back here in Duel Links. I just finished recording the coverage of the updated CyberDark Impact event, and there's been a new mini-box that has been released, so let's go ahead and check out the new cards that are in it. I already grabbed the 500 free gems that they give for us, and apparently there's just not going to be a 14th mini-box. Weird, I wonder if they're aware of that or not, but anyway. The new mini-box is Power of Bravery, and as you can see on the cover, Power Tool Dragon is one of the cards you can get within it. We'll be covering him whenever we either draw him, or at the end if we just run out of gems to spend. So, let's start doing it, or let's just go at it. No idea what cards are in here, I just kind of skipped over the cinematic. So let's see. First off, we get Vylon Filament. An equip spell you can equip only to a Vylon monster. If the equipped monster attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. If this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Vylon spell card from your deck to your hand. So, if memory serves, the Vylons are mostly fairy-type monsters, and they really like playing with equipped spells, so we've got some support for them in this deck. We have Scrap Shark, a 4-star fish, 2100 attack. When an effect monster's effect or a spell trap card is activated, destroy this face-up card on the field. Okay. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can send one scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard. I'm just remembering that the last time that Tristan was around as an event, he gave out a Scrap Kong monster. So I'm guessing that they're introducing more cards from that archetype, but god, that's such a detriment. Anytime an effect or a spell trap card is activated, this thing just self-destructs immediately. Yours and your opponent's too, so there's got to be something to the scraps that I'm not understanding, but anyway. Then we have Desynchro, a spell card. Target one synchro monster on the field. Return that target to the extra deck. Then if all the monsters that were used for the synchro summon of that monster are in your graveyard, you can special summon all of them. This is going to be a very, very good spell card to start carrying around if synchros get really popular in PvP, because it says you just target one synchro monster on the field, not your field. So, similar to how you can use Defusion to ruin your opponent's fusion monster, you can use Desynchro to ruin your opponent's synchro monster. This is a nasty spell, and I'm kind of surprised that it's a rare level because of that. But, well, whatever. Whatever works. Guardian KS, 4-star Sea Serpent. Cannot be summoned unless you control a face-up Rod of Silence KS. So, okay, so it's like a Graviax Growl and Guardian Growl, for example. This card is unaffected by spell effects and cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Okay. Scrap Rage, a trap card. Activate only during damage calculation. If a defense position scrap monster on the field is being attacked, it gains 2000 defense and is destroyed at the end of the battle phase. So, already doesn't work for Shark, because the instant you activate this thing, Shark is just going to blow itself up. But we do have this thing, Scrap Breaker, a 6-star machine, 2100 attack. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Alright? When this card is special summoned this way, select one face-up scrap monster you control and destroy it. Scrap monsters are not that stable, which I guess makes sense considering they're supposed to be made out of scrap metal. Alright? We have Power Pickaxe, an equipped spell. Once per turn, you can select and remove from play one monster in your opponent's graveyard whose level is less than or equal to the equipped monsters, and have the equipped monster gain 500 attack until the end phase. Pardon me just a second. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright. We have Scrap Hunter, 3-star machine, 1600 attack. Once per turn, you can select one face-up scrap monster you control, except this card, destroy it, and send one tuner monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay. There has to be some kind of a scrap card that lets you summon these things back pretty fast, because they seem very prone to destroying themselves. Oh, and we got a super rare, Naturia Butterfly. A 3-star insect tuner, 500 attack, 1200 defense. Once per turn, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard and negate that attack. Alright, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice effect. 3-star tuners, pretty good. What else have we got? We have Power Pickaxe, Scrap Shark, and Scrap Worm. 2-star insect tuner, 500 attack, 100 defense. This card can attack your opponent directly. If this card attacks, it is destroyed at the end of the battle phase. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card sent to the graveyard, you can select one scrap monster in your hand except for Scrap Worm and add it to your hand. Alright, so it gives you a free 500 damage and recovers a scrap monster from the graveyard. But again, I'm not... There's got to be some kind of a key card to the scrap monsters that I'm not aware of. Scrap Searcher. 1-star Winged Beast. When a scrap monster you control except Scrap Searcher is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. Or, I'm sorry, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. When this card is special summoned, destroy all face-up monsters you control except scrap monsters. Okay. Kind of combos with the Worm in that Worm attacks directly, blows itself up. You can add something else from your graveyard to your hand, and then you use Special Summon Searcher to act as just a meat shield, I guess. Scrap Sheen, quick play spell. Select one face-up scrap monster you control and destroy it. All face-up scrap monsters you control gain 1000 attack until the end phase. Okay. That can work with the Worm if you have something else to destroy. Then we got another Desynchro. Let's see, we also have Zenmarch? I don't know. Target one face-up level 4 or lower wind-up monster you control. Return that target to the hand, no matter its level. Then special summon one wind-up monster from the hand with the same level as the returned monsters. Alright, so one thing I know about the wind-up monsters is that their effects can only be used once while they're face-up, so you can use this to kind of recycle them. Basically, you use up, say, Wind-Up Juggler's effect to destroy any monster it battles with. Activate this card, return it to your hand, special summon it right back, and it has its effect reactivated, so pretty good. Guts of Steel spell card. Select 3 scrap monsters in your graveyard. Your opponent picks one of them. You special summon it to either player's side of the field and remove the rest from play. Okay. And then Vylon Stella, a 3-star fairy tuner, 1400 attack. If this card is sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points, then target one face-up monster you control. Equip this card to that target. At the end of the damage step, if the equipped monster battled an opponent's monster, destroy that opponent's monster. Okay. So it costs you a few life points to get it equipped onto something, but gives anything just at least mutual destruction. Another Guardian KS, we have another Scrap Hunter, and our first synchro is Atomic Scrap Dragon. Dragon Synchro, 3200 attack, and 10 stars. Whew. Okay, that's a big monster. Let's see here. 1 Scrap Tuner plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters, so effectively you have to use 3 monsters to special summon this thing. Once per turn, you can select 1 card you control and up to 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard. Destroy your selected card and return the opponent's cards you selected to the deck. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard, select 1 non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Okay, so replaces itself when it's destroyed, and it can constantly return your opponent's graveyard cards into the deck. Not super sure how good that is, but I mean it is also a 3200 attack point monster. Legendary Wind-Up Key, quick play spell, change all face-up wind-up monsters you control to face-down defense position. Also good for resetting their effects, because once they're face down, then they get flipped face back up, their effects are restarted. We have a Scrap Rage, and then we have Scrap Golem. 5-star, 2300 rock. Once per turn, you can select one level 4 or lower scrap monster in your graveyard and special summon it to either player's side of the field. Okay, so I guess he's supposed to be the one that revives the more self-destructive scraps, I guess. Still a very weird archetype. Their Guardian Chaos, and their Guts of Steel, and another Atomic Scrap Dragon. Right? And then our 10th pack gives us a Scrap Hunter. Double Tool CND. This is a fantastic equip spell for very specific decks. Equip only to a Power Tool Dragon or a level 4 or higher Machine-type Morphtronic monster that you control. During your turn, your monster gains 1000 attack. If it attacks, any effects of the target that activate or apply on the field are negated during the battle phase. Just one second. Sorry, I thought I saw something on the ground. During your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot select a monster other than the equipped monster as an attack target. And if an opponent's monster battles the equipped monster, it is destroyed at the end of the damage step. So pretty good card overall. Gives your monster a nice attack boost. Pretty much guarantees that your opponent can't attack anything else. Just very nice card all around. Then we have Wind-Up Soldier, a 4-star warrior, 1800 attack. During your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 1 and attack by 400 until the end phase. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. So again, the trap card and that quick play spell help reactivate this effect so you can use it multiple times. And that was our first 10 cards. Not bad. We got one of the super rares. Let's go ahead and open up another 10. Considering it's a little bit late, I don't know if I'm going to spend all my gems on this, but we'll see. Morphtronic Engine, an equip spell. Equip only to a level 3 Morphtronic monster. Very specific. Its attack becomes double its original attack. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, destroy this card and take damage equal to the original attack of the equipped monster. So it can give your Morphtronics, which have kind of very low stats, a nice attack boost, but it does have a downside. We get another Scrap Sheen, and we have Morphtronic Radion. 4-star Thunder, 1000 attack. While in attack position, all Morphtronic monsters you control gain 800 attack. While in defense position, all Morphtronic monsters you control gain 1000 defense. So he's a group buffer that includes himself, so in attack mode it is an 1800 attack point monster, and in defense mode it becomes a 1900 defense point, so very good monster, at least in terms of stats. Vylon Segment, an equip spell. Equip only to a Vylon monster. It cannot be targeted by the opponent's monster effects or trap effects. If this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Vylon spell card from your deck to your hand, so more Vylon support. Vylon Element, a continuous spell this time. When any face-up Vylon equipped card you control are destroyed, except during the damage step, you can special summon an equal or lower number of Vylon Tuner monsters from your deck. They cannot be used as Synchro Material monsters except for the Synchro Summon of a Vylon Synchro monster. So converts your equipped spells into tuners, but with the limitation that you can only use them on the Vylon Synchro monster, of which I think there's only 1 or 2. And they're all in this box. So, bit limiting, but fair enough. Wind-Up Dog, a 3-star beast, 1200 attack. During your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 2 and attack by 600 until the end phase. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Guts of Steel, and here's one of the Vylon Synchros. A 7-star Vylon Sigma, 1800 attack, 1 light tuner and 1 or more non-tuner light monsters. So you don't specifically need to use Vylons to create this, you can use any other light monsters. When this card declares an attack, if it is the only monster you control, you can equip 1 equipped spell card from your deck to this face-up card. Pretty cool, so you can search out any Vylon equips from your deck. That's pretty nice. Or, heck, just any equip, so something like Black Pendant, for example. Morph Transition, trap card, activate only when a face-up Morphtronic monster you control is selected as an attack target. Negate the attack, and then change the battle position of that Morphtronic monster. Morphtronics, Scramble! A trap card, activate only when your opponent declares a direct attack while you control no monsters. Negate that attack, and then special summon a Morphtronic monster from your hand. Alright, that's not too bad. Combine that with the other trap and you can negate 2 attacks. First one when you have no monsters, and then the second one if they try to attack your new Morphtronic. And then we got another super rare, Morphtronic Cellphon. A 1-star machine. While in attack position, once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die, reveal cards from the top of your deck equal to the roll, and then special summon 1 level 4 or lower Morphtronic monster from among them, ignoring its summoning conditions, and then shuffle the rest into your deck. Or, while in defense position, once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die, look at cards from the top of your deck equal to that roll, and then return them in the same order. So, pretty useful for seeing what's coming up in your deck, and possibly special summoning some more Morphtronics for synchro summonings, for example. We got another Morphtronic Engine, another Scrap Shark. Morphtronic Remoten. This is now available. Previously to the release of this box, the only way to get this card was to use Leo's special skill that adds Power Tool Dragon and 2 copies of this thing into his deck. But this is a 3-star machine tuner. Once per turn, while in attack position, you can target 1 Morphtronic monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and then add 1 Morphtronic monster with the same level as the target from your deck to your hand. Or, once per turn, while in defense position, you can send 1 Morphtronic monster from your hand to the graveyard, and add 1 other Morphtronic monster with the same level as that monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, kind of helps you shuffle Morphtronics around, try and get something out for a synchro summon. We get Scrap Searcher. We have Morphtronic Force Field, a counter trap card. Negate the activation of a spell or trap card that would destroy a face-up Morphtronic monster you control and destroy it. Then, add 1 Morphtronic card from your deck to your hand, so it could be a monster, it could be any of the other spell or traps. Pretty nice defensive card. Then we have the super rare Morphtronic Accelerator. Return 1 Morphtronic monster from your hand to the deck, destroy 1 card on the field, then draw a card. Alright, that's actually a very nice spell card. We got Scrap Hunter, Force Field, yet another super rare Morphtronic Scopin. 3-star machine tuner. While in attack position, once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 Morphtronic monster from your hand, but destroy it during the end phase. And while in defense position, while this card is in face-up defense position, it is level 4. So this card is very useful for synchro summoning for Power Tool Dragon, considering Power Tool is a level 7 monster. So this thing is a 3, you special summon a level 4, boom, instant Power Tool. Alright, we got another Force Field, Morphtronic Scramble, Scrap Orthros, 4-star tuner. Cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by controlling a face-up Scrap monster. When special summoned this way, select 1 face-up Scrap monster you control, and destroy it. If this card is destroyed by the effect of a Scrap card and sent to the graveyard, you can select 1 Scrap monster in your graveyard, except Orthros, and add it to your hand. Again, I'm still not really getting these Scrap monsters. Engine, Scrap Sheen, another Atomic Scrap Dragon, Scramble, Wind-Up Warrior. Wasn't there another thing called Wind-Up Warrior? 4-star Warrior, 1200 attack, 1800 defense. Target 1 face-up wind-up monster you control, increases its level by 1 and its attack by 600 until the end phase. As usual, this effect can only be used once while this card is face-up on the field. Got another Violon Stella. Not bad. Not bad. Is this the guy? Oh, Wind-Up Soldier, not Wind-Up Warrior. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and buy another 10 packs. And what do we get this time? I'm pretty lucky with the super rares, no ultra rares yet. Scrap Searcher, Morph Transition, Scrap Orthros, Engine, Radion, Scrap Breaker, Zenmark, Scrap Crash, Trap card. Activate only when a Scrap monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Destroy all face-up spell trap cards on the field. Okay, not too bad. Then we got another Violon Sigma. Morphtronic Scramble, Morphtronic Engine. Yet another super rare, Violon Epsilon. A 8-star, 2800 Fairy Synchro. Needs 1 light tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Equip cards equipped to this card cannot be targeted by cards or effects. Right, so once something's equipped on this thing, your opponent can't get rid of it. Once per turn, you can send 1 equipped card equipped to this card to the graveyard to target 1 monster your opponent controls. Destroy that target. Very nice synchro. Very nice synchro monster. Did we get our first ultra rare? Ooh, you might have gotten our first ultra rare. Scrap Crash, Zenmark, and Power Tool Dragon. 7-star machine, any tuner and any one or more non-tuner monsters, 2300 attack, 2500 defense. Once per turn, you can reveal 3 equipped spell cards from your deck. Then your opponent randomly adds one of them to the hand, and the other is shuffled back into your deck. If this card would be destroyed while equipped with an equipped spell, you can send one of those cards to the graveyard instead. This card is really, really good if you have a deck with lots of equipped spells. And of particular note is that double tool C and D that I got earlier, because you can equip that to Power Tool Dragon, and then it gets 3300 attack during your turn, which is really respectable for a 7-star monster. And then if Power Tool would ever be destroyed, you can just ditch it. And it doesn't matter if it's destroyed by battle, destroyed by card effect, just ditch the equip spell and it's fine. And then you can just search out another one. Really, really good synchro monster. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Wind Up Dog, Violent Element, yet another super rare, Junk Box. Select and special summon one level 4 or lower Morphtronic monster from your graveyard, destroy it during the end phase. Pretty good. Violent Element, Scrap Crash, Desynchro, Scrap Sheen, Violent Element, Violon Cube. 3-star machine tuner. If this card is sent to the graveyard for the synchro summon of a light monster, you can add 1 equip spell card from your deck to your hand. Right, works well with the 2 Violon synchros. I think there's some other light synchros, but I'm not sure. Wind Up Warrior, Scrap Hunter, Scrap Breaker, Power Pickaxe, Violence Segment, Double Tool C and D. And, alright. You know what, I think I'm going to call it here. It's getting late. I need to kind of get up a little bit earlier in the morning than I normally do, so let's just go ahead and check out the rest of the cards in this box. We have Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, a 1-star light dragon tuner. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Destruction Sword card from your deck to your hand, except for Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. You can only use one of the following effects of this card per turn, and only once that turn. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 Buster Blader from your hand or graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard and you control Buster Blader, you can discard 1 Destruction Sword card, special summon this card. So I think Buster Blader is an 8-star monster, I want to say. So I guess you could synchro summon for a 9, but the only 9 I know of is Azure Eyes, and it wants normal non-tuners, and Buster Blader is an effect monster, so I'm not entirely sure what this thing is supposed to help you synchro summon for, but anyway. Memory of an Adversary. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you take damage equal to the attacking monster's attack, and if you do, banish that monster. During the end phase of your opponent's next turn, special summon that monster to your side of the field. Okay. Not super sure what this is meant to counter, but okay. Scrap Chimera, 4-star beast, 1700 attack. This card cannot be used as a synchro material monster except for the synchro summon of a scrap monster, and all other synchro material monsters must also be scrap monsters. When this card is normal summoned, you can select 1 scrap tuner monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And we also have this big thing, I guess. Okay, this is a new 9-star synchro, so I guess that's what this thing is supposed to help you synchro summon for. Anyway, Naturia Leo Drake. No effect synchro, needs 1 earth tuner and 1 or more non-tuner earth monsters, 3000 attack. Pretty good beatdown tuner, or beatdown synchro. Scrap Storm, quick play spell. Target 1 scrap monster you control, send 1 scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard, then draw 1 card, then destroy that monster. Alright, target a scrap monster you control, send 1 scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard, draw a card, then destroy the monster you control. A little convoluted, but okay. Destruction Swordsman Fusion. Quick play spell. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster that lists Buster Blader as material from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or either side of the field as fusion materials. Wow, okay. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Destruction Swordsman Fusion once per turn. Weird little Buster Blader support, but okay. Morphtronic Slingin, 4-star machine. While in attack position, once per turn you contribute one Morphtronic monster except Slingin to destroy one card on the field. While in defense position, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another Morphtronic monster you control instead. It looks like we've only got 3 more. Rod of Silence KS is an equipped spell. The equipped monster gains 500 defense. Negate other spell effects that target the equipped monster, and if you do, destroy that spell card. Pretty cool. We have Scrap Lube. Continuous spell. Select one scrap monster in your graveyard. Special summon that monster from the graveyard. Its effects are negated. Gotcha. This thing is supposed to help with the scraps. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is removed from the field, destroy this card. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. I guess that's to counteract the fact that a lot of the scraps have high attack. So, alright. Good to know. And then finally, Overwind. Trap card, target one face-up, wind-up monster you control. Its attack and defense are doubled, and it returns to the hand during the end phase. You can only activate one Overwind per turn. Alright. Pretty cool mini-box overall, very concentrated on the specific archetypes of Scrap and Morphtronic, with a few Vylons and Buster Blader thrown in, because why the hell not? Yeah, not a bad little mini-box at all. One more thing I want to bring up, really super quick before I end this unboxing video, is that a new structure deck was released several weeks ago. It was released during the events that I didn't actually cover. I did buy a copy of it with 1,000 gems. You can only do that once, however. But included in it are some more cards to support the Blue Eyes archetype. In particular note, we have Blue Eyes Solid Dragon, an 8-star light monster with 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects when your opponent activates a card or effect. You can shuffle this card from the field into the deck, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck. You can only use each effect of Blue Eyes Solid Dragon once per turn. So basically, you can tribute as if you were summoning a Blue Eyes, but you can't actually get the strength of the Blue Eyes until your opponent activates an effect. So, a little odd there, but you also get copies of this Dragon Spirit of White, which is another 8-star light dragon monster. However, this card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card, which I guess this thing actually is too, to be fair. However, this card is treated as a normal monster while it is in the hand or in the graveyard. So you can special summon this thing with something like Birthright, which is actually included in the deck, by the way. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one spell trap card your opponent controls, banish it. During either player's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, tribute this card, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So, kind of like an advanced Kaiba Man or Protector with Eyes of Blue, except it also has the added effect of banishing a spell or trap card whenever it gets normal or special summoned, and it works with normal monster cards while it's in the hand or the graveyard. So, pretty cool monster all around. There are some cards that are available in boxes like First Aid Squad and Birthright and I think Luster Dragon. But in terms of other new cards, we also have Cosmo Brain, a 7-star dark spellcaster. Cannot be normal summoned set. Must first be special summoned by sending one non-effect monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, and it then gains attack equal to the level of the monster that was sent this way by 2 times 200. So, for example, while Dragon Spirit of White is in your hand, it's a normal monster. Send it to the graveyard to special summon Cosmo Brain. Cosmo Brain gains 1600 attack. Additionally, you contribute one effect monster, special summon one normal monster from your hand or deck. So this could be Cosmo Brain, this could be anything else you summon. Immediately special summon something like a Blue Eyes from your deck. Pretty powerful card. Then we also have Hieratic Dragon of Su, 6-star dragon, 2200 attack. Special summon this card from your hand by tributing one Hieratic monster. Once per turn, you contribute any Hieratic monster except this card from your hand or your side of the field to target one spell trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. When this card is tributed, special summon one Dragon-type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, make its attack and defense 0. We also have Hieratic Dragon of Esset, 5-star. Normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack becomes 1000. Once per turn, you can target one face-up dragon-type normal monster on the field. The levels of all face-up hieratic monsters currently on the field become the level of that monster until the end phase. When this card is tributed, special summon one dragon-type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Make its attack and defense 0, like the others. You also get Dragon of Nebthet. Special summon this card from your hand by tributing one hieratic monster. Once per turn, you can tribute one hieratic from your hand or your side of the field to target one monster your opponent controls and destroy that target. So kind of the inverse of Sue, in that Sue goes after spell and trap cards, whereas this guy goes after monsters. And then, similarly, when this card is tributed, special summon any dragon normal and make its attack and defense 0. You get Mechanical Arc Fiend, 4-star Fiend, 100 attack and 2100 defense. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you get to just special summon a normal monster from your hand or graveyard. So, ideally, if you have something like Blue Eyes in your graveyard, or the White Dragon Spirit, or is that what this thing is called? Dragon Spirit of White. You just set this thing, hopefully your opponent attacks into it with something less than 2100 attack, and then, because you just technically dealt battle damage with this card, you get to special summon that Blue Eyes or whatever from your graveyard. Let's get Rider of the Stormwinds, a 1-star dragon tuner, so another 1-star tuner you can use for Azure Eyes. Target one dragon type normal monster you control, equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. If the monster equipped with this card attacks defense position, it does piercing, and if it would be destroyed, you can destroy this card as an equip instead. So, kind of a union without being a union. And then the last new card is this thing, Bingo Machine Go! Spell card, reveal 3 cards from your deck that meets at least one of the criteria listed below. Your opponent randomly picks one of them to add to your hand, and you shuffle the rest into your deck. You can only activate one Bingo Machine Go per turn. And the only cards you are allowed to pick for its effect are Blue Eyes monsters, or any spell or trap that specifically lists the card Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, except for Bingo Mission Go. So you can't use this to try and search for itself, but you basically get to search for any Blue Eyes in your deck, including something like Blue Eyes Solid Dragon, or cards such as Burst Stream of Destruction, for example. So, Blue Eyes specific searcher card, very interesting little structure deck. I got it just because I wanted some copies of the cards in it, and specifically I wanted another copy of Birthright because the box just did not want to give it to me. But yeah, it should be available for 1,000 gems, I think. At least it was when it came out a week ago. But otherwise, you do have to pay money for it, kind of like the other EX decks. But I didn't see any time limit listed for the 1,000 gem deal, so you should be able to get it for 1,000 gems if you want. But otherwise, that's both the new structure deck and the brand new mini box that were added to the store. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a great time, and I hope you all have a great day. And I will see you all next time.